Today, we're going to talk about why brown mints cost 30 cents. This is a story all about how our economy got flipped turned upside down. Today, we're talking about what happened with the economy between the years 2007 and 2016. But first, we got to talk about how our economy works. Our economy is fueled by foreign exchange. To grow our economy, we need to invest to create more capacity to earn foreign exchange and also to become more productive. So let me go back to 2007. This is when things was good. This is when we had enough foreign reserves to cover at least 30 weeks of imports. Not to mention our overall deficit was the equivalent of 2% of our GDP. By the way, the GDP is the gross domestic product, which is the total monetary value of everything that has been produced by the people and companies in a country over a specific period of time. Or at least that is what Merriam-Webster just told me. So if that definition is wrong, you can go and quarrel with Merriam. Do not quarrel with me. Also, it's a good way of measuring how healthy your economy is. However, in 2008, the recession came and hit me for 6. And that caused a collapse for the demand of second homes in Barbados, along with the stagnation of tourist arrivals. Therefore, this caused a decline in foreign reserves and the government had to go and borrow money to cover operating costs. Foreign direct investments fell in Barbados by over $1 billion a year, and that was between 2006 and 2008, and it decreased to half that from 2009 onwards. So if them had a money scale, 10 being Co-Williams and 1 being Ninja Man, things looking brown. So in 2009, the late Prime Minister David Thompson created a team of officials like the Justice League to come and save the day. This team had on people like the Minister of Finance, people from Central Bank, people from Revenue Authority, etc. So progress was made between 2010 and 2012 when they saw growth at a value of 0.5% each year. But at the same time, what the government was spending still exceeded the government's revenue by a value of 4.7% of the GDP. Now it's things like that that will make them get cussed by Bajan far right.
Because it seems that the donkeys that run the thing can't get the car pulled.
Government decided to borrow $200 million to invest in infrastructure projects. But because they were already overspending, it instead went to funding wages, purchases, and transfers. That's the if your child mother asks to get money for the baby, but then when she come home with a Michael Kors bag. So 2013 came now and we deficit get put on the back burner. Why? Elections. So that year, the government increased their spending by 10%, which pushed up our deficit to an equivalent of 11% of the GDP. So in April 2013, things get so bad that the central bank was called on to sell to importers and banks their foreign currency to the point that there was a 22% drop in foreign exchange. So this is a serious obstacle and something needed to be done and soon. So you know how you're in an exam and you turn over the paper for the first time, look at the first question, realize that it's bear junk, ask for excuse, go to the bathroom, look in the mirror, realize who the hell you is, tell yourself, look, you ugly, worthless, nasty bro, you mother raised you to be no idiot, go and sit down and do the blasted work. So you sit back down and you do the best with what you got. Well, the government did not do that. They decided to look at the first question and skip the whole first page. The government had big plans to be implemented, but they weren't. There were no changes to the public sector, which would have led to increased productivity and reduction in the wages bill. Instead, expenditures on wages, purchases, and transfers were frozen. Instead, they decided to put that accumulation of debt in additional taxation. And now, we got men like Lord Zane singing about taxes. So at this point of the money scale now, we are printing our forms and are getting ready to stand up in our good shoes in front of Cape Shepherd and ask people for sponsors. Failure to address the public sector's low productivity caused a halt in the private investment and also eroded our international competitiveness. The Global Competitiveness Report for 2017 says BIM slipped in ranking because of the large budget deficit and the wasteful spending by the government. So I was talking enough. This information came from Dr. Delia Worrell, who is the former governor of the central bank. I want to know if you agree with this information. Was something left out? Do you think that there is some way that the government was backed into a corner and had no other choice and did the best with what it got? Or do you think that the government is just a bunch of idiots? Let me know in the comments below.